Allow me to introduce myself. I'm William Sidney Porter, more commonly known as O. Henry, and I'm a scribbler. I write short stories about ordinary people. You may have read one or two in your newspaper. Now there's the first sure sign that we're heading into winter. The cold wind brings more than falling leaves. It brings the succulent odor of hot roasted chestnuts. Thank you.
Mille grazie. Grazie.
Now, I could tell you the chestnut vendor's story, but it's too sad. Today I'm in a mood for joy and love. And so I'll tell you about Beth and Rudy. There's Beth now, shopping with her Aunt Constance. When she was orphaned 3 years ago, her uncle, William Schuyler, brought Beth from her home in Waterloo, Iowa, to live with him and Constance in their Fifth Avenue mansion. She's just 18. Isn't she a beauty?
Come along, Beth, dear.
And the handsome young man on the right is Rudy Miller, son of the Burgermeister of a small village in the Swiss Alps. He and his friend, Franz Holdner, have come to the United States to make their fortunes before returning home to settle down in a more familiar atmosphere.
Franz?
Oh, I know they haven't met yet, but they will. They will. In just a few short weeks from now. Just you wait and see.
Share with you my vision, and maybe you will see the way your future will be when all my prayers come true. You will have peace and joy forever. Much more than any treasure, may you have the pleasure of the precious gift of love.
I do wish you wouldn't play that, dear. It can only bring you pain.
But it doesn't, Aunt Constance. It gives me comfort.
Oh. Well, then I'm sure it would please your father if he only knew.
Somehow I think he does.
Oh, very nice indeed. Isn't it fortunate that we found out that blue is Alfred's favorite color?
Yes.
Really, dear, you might show a little more enthusiasm. It isn't every girl who has the chance to be the bride of Alfred Browning.
Don't worry, Aunt Constance. I'll be good, I promise.
Well, of course you'll be good. There was never any question about your being good, for heaven's sake. Come on now, they're waiting for us. Come here. Just beautiful. Absolutely perfect. Psst. Oh, Aunt Constance? Yes.
I'll be right in. I've forgotten my handkerchief.
Oh, but it's 2 o'clock. Now, you know how your sister-in-law-to-be is about punctuality. She expects us to appear promptly at 2.
You go ahead and I'll be right there.
But I promise.
What are you doing here? It's your day off.
I know, but I just had to tell you. The lake in Central Park York's frozen over. Oh, I wish I could go with you. Oh, have a headache. Have a headache. I can't. Alfred and Miss Browning are going to pop the question today. How romantic.
There. We're waiting for you, dear.
I've got to go have a good time. Oh, it's a shame I can't be wishing you the same. Oh, here she is now.
Either I'm fast, or it's 3 minutes past 2.
I forgot my handkerchief. I'm sorry.
Here, dear, do come. Sit down by me.
Beth, come and see, look. There's a painted bunting out here. They normally don't stray this far from the sea, but with this early cold snap, of course they can
do
fly.
please come away from that window. You know how susceptible you are to the influenza.
Well, now we're all here. Alfred has something he wants to say to you, Beth.
Well?
That is, it would do me great honor.
Go on, Alfred. You're doing beautifully.
Thank you, Miss Constance. What I mean to say, Beth, is that your Uncle William and my sister Agnes have decided that it would be advantageous for us to marry.
Well, Beth, what do you say?
I didn't hear a question.
Well, she's quite right, William. One could say that Alfred has issued a statement. Perhaps a plan for a merger.
I had no difficulty discerning the meaning of Alfred's remarks.
Nor do I.
Alfred, dear, go back and start again, just the way you did before.
It would give me great honor.
Oh, for heaven's sake, he's asking you to marry him.
Yes, that's it. I'm asking you to marry me.
Is something wrong, dear?
What? Oh, no.
Then perhaps you would favor Alfred with an answer.
I thank you for your offer, Alfred. And I shall be pleased to accept it.
You mean we're engaged?
Unofficially, of course. The official announcement will be made at the appropriate time in the appropriate place.
You have made a wise choice, my dear. I'm very pleased.
Oh, my darling, I'm so happy for you. Now, Alfred, isn't it your turn? Or should I say nephew?
Does your head ache? Mine too.
I thought you had a headache, Alfred. I could see it in your eyes. Perhaps we should go home so you can lie down. You know how delicate you are.
Well, perhaps that is for the best. Beth seems to be a little pale herself. Perhaps they're both just suffering from excitement. Oh, dear, I know I am.
Well, I hope you will excuse us, William. On the whole, I would say this has been a very successful day. Wouldn't you?
Quite.
Wouldn't you like to learn how to do that?
And who would be teaching me?
I would be most honored.
Go on with you. If you could skate that fancy, you'd be out on the ice showing off like your friend there. Can't you find out I know how? Not on your life.
Oh, come on. It's more fun skating than talking to two show-offs like that.
How do you think I can teach you?
Mary, let's go.
Aren't you going to introduce us to your friend?
Look how I'm forgetting my manners. My mother'd be that ashamed. Meet Franz Holner and Rudy
Miller.
Miller. This is my friend, Beth Atherton.
Are you also an upstairs maid?
Oh, no,
No,
Beth's
I'm
a
the-
parlor maid.
Well, with your beauty, you should be mistress of the house.
Thank you. I'd really like to skate.
That is precisely what you shall do. Franz will take Mary, I will help you, and in no time, you will be gliding over the ice as though it were your second home.
That's very kind of you. But
Oh, that sounds like just the ticket.
So first we put our right foot forward. So, glide. Very good. Soon you'll feel more secure.
Do you think I might try it alone?
Oh, one must have patience. I doubt very much that you could manage. Wait! Ben! Atherton, you will injure yourself. Are you all right?
My hair! Look what you've done to my hair!
It is very beautiful. I did it no harm.
What do you know about it?
Please, allow me to.
Wait! Go away!
I can't just leave.
Go away!
Please,
Away!
I cannot just
Away!
wish. You've been a naughty girl, Fräulein. You could skate all along.
Oh.
Dankeschön. I have never met such a vain girl. As though her hair falling down was the world's greatest calamity. Perhaps you see Mary again, you might give her this to give to her.
Oh, jawohl, mein Herr. Why don't you give it to her yourself?
I take it you think I'm being a bit of a fool.
Well, aren't you? We meet two pretty girls who we both like to see again. And you're behaving like a Prussian aristocrat. Come on.
Slow down. You'd think you were being pursued by the devil himself.
I want to get home.
Don't you think you're making too much about of this? After all, it was you who let him think you didn't know how to skate.
It was your idea.
And working fine until you couldn't resist showing off.
You see? She is conceited, rude, impossible, churlish girl.
But adorable.
I see nothing adorable in bad manners.
This one has bad manners. The one last week has too many freckles. Sally's friend that I introduced you to talk too much. You're impossible to please.
Sometimes I think you don't want to be pleased. Perhaps you can forget I am betrothed to Hilda. I cannot. What's that got to do with it? I have an arranged bride to be waiting for me at home, too. That doesn't mean I can't look at a pretty girl, does it? Look, while I'm in the United States, I work hard, send my money home. And when I have free time, I flirt a little. What harm can there be in that?
Franz, if you fall in love with one of these oh so pretty American girls, you will find out.
Fall in love? I'm not planning to fall in love.
Oh. I did not know one fell in love only if one planned to.
All right, now, dear, all your guests are seated, and you wish the servants to bring in the first course. So ring the bell. Oh, do sit up straight, Beth. A lady never permits her back to touch the back of the chair. Oh, Mary, where's Margaret?
She has the grip, Mum. I'm helping out in the kitchen today.
Oh, very well. Then you can put the bowl in front of Miss Beth. Oh,
I'm begging your pardon, Mum, but how many are we serving today?
24.
Ooh, then I better get a bigger bowl.
Oh, for heaven's sakes, Mary. It's all make-believe.
Oh, no, Mary's quite right, dear. It's imperative that you learn the correct dishes for each occasion.
I learned all that from my mother.
Yes, of course you did. After all, your mother was a Schuyler. It's just that, well, in her reduced circumstances, shall we say, she didn't have occasion to entertain on the grand scale which you'll be expected to maintain as the bride of Alfred Browning.
Mrs. Adams' driver is at the door, madam.
Oh, dear me, where has the morning gone to? Excuse me, dear, we'll have to finish this later.
I won't be here. It's my afternoon at the settlement house.
Oh, dear, well, they will finish it tomorrow.
Beg pardon, madam, but tomorrow you're pouring at the orphan's tea.
Oh, goodness, yes. Oh, there's so much to do. How can I do it all? I can't be expected to do it all.
Will that be all, Mrs. Alfred Browning?
Mary, I can't. I just can't spend my life giving dinner parties for Alfred's ornithological friends and trying to please Miss Browning.
Oh, it won't be so bad, you'll see. Maybe after he has a wife, the poor man won't be so frightened of his sister. He might even perk up a bit.
Do you really think so?
No.
Oh. A pox on your Irish honesty. Oh, would you believe me if I had lied? No.
Would you have a minute to come and look at my dress?
It's finished?
My mother's in the kitchen with it now. She said to be sure and get your approval.
Oh, as if Maeve O'Halloran needs my opinion. She knows more about clothes and everything else than I do. Oh. It's beautiful. You'll be the belle of the butler's ball. Mrs. O'Halloran, you're a genius. No wonder they call you the best seamstress on Delancey Street.
Oh, I was hoping you'd like it.
Like it? I love it.
And you, Mr. Griggs, is it to your taste? As a man, I mean.
I can give it my unqualified approval.
And last but not least, Mrs. Mooney.
Oh, go on with you, Maeve O'Halloran. You know I'm green with envy. You're almost as good a seamstress as I am a cook. Which reminds me, would you come upstairs and have a look at my ball gown? Seems to have shrunk since last year.
Perhaps it's your avoirdupois, Mrs. Mooney.
Now, don't go starting your highfalutin English talk with me, Mr. Griggs.
Finish your primping, Mary. It's time to set the table.
Oh, Mary.
Do you think it's too American?
What do you mean by that?
Well, Franz Hollner's going to be my escort.
Franz Hollner? Oh, Mary, how could you have asked him? You barely know him.
And he barely knows me, so we're even.
Is his, conceited friend coming along?
Which friend?
Oh, you know that, Richard or Robert or, Rudy, what's his name?
Oh, you mean Rudy Miller? No. Franz says he's got other fish to fry that night. I do wish you were coming, though. There's gonna be a dancing to a real live orchestra and singing and a prize going to the prettiest girl.
Which I'm sure you'll win.
Oh, now that I think of it, it's lucky I am that you won't be there to grab it from me. At your age, you should be going out and dancing your heart out. Not practicing to be old before your time. I don't know what your aunt and uncle are thinking of, arranging a match like that.
They're thinking of my future. They don't want me to run off with a penniless music teacher like my mother did.
Did that end up so bad?
Bad? My parents' house was the happiest place in the whole world.
Well, then.
That was different. They were so much in love with each other that nothing else mattered. A love like that just doesn't come along every day.
Well, maybe
No! I don't want to talk about it. My Uncle William's heart was broken when my mother ran off with my father.
Oh.
That's what Aunt Constance said. And even though he never got over it, he was kind enough to take me in after my parents died. And now I can make up to him for all the pain.
I'll bet your Aunt Constance told you that, too.
I'll have this for you presently, Mrs. Mooney. Oh, Miss Beth, since you so kindly complimented me on my sewing, I'd be honored to make something for you anytime you need it.
Oh, thank you, Mrs. O'Halloran. That's very kind of you. But I don't think I'll be going to too many balls.
Well, there's more to life than dancing. No doubt the Lord intended for you to find your happiness some other way.
See you at home, Mom.
Bye-bye.
That's all right. I'm coming. Just a minute. I'm coming.
Yes. Oh, good evening.
From Mr. Browning, madam.
Oh, thank you very much. Aren't you going to the ball?
Beg pardon, madam?
The butler's ball. Oh, judging by my household, there isn't a servant working in all of New York tonight.
I don't dance, madam.
Oh, what a pity. Well, then, if you're ever in need of employment, I do hope you'll come and see me.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
I heard the bell. I thought it was Alfred.
Oh, no, dear. Oh, well, yes, in a way it was. He sent you a note. I do hope there's nothing wrong with the dear boy.
Well, there's only one way to find out. Oh, you look so pretty tonight, Aunt Constance.
Oh, thank you, my darling.
Miss Browning isn't feeling well. Alfred feels his place is with her this evening.
Oh, dear, then you won't be going to the concert.
No.
Oh, and your Uncle William and I have been invited to the charity dinner at the Fifth Avenue Hotel for the committee to collect charity Bibles for the deserving poor. Oh. Well, then we just won't go, that's all.
And miss the caviar and the salmon and aspic?
Oh, dear. Yes, the salmon and aspic. Well, perhaps I am being hasty. But, well, then, dear, what will you do for dinner? The servants are all busy getting ready for that ridiculous party.
Oh, I'm sure Cook has something in the icebox. I'll be fine, really.
Hasn't Alfred arrived yet?
Oh, he's not coming. Agnes is ill. Oh, William, dear, what shall we do?
Whatever Beth wishes us to do, of course. Would you prefer we stayed at home with you? Or perhaps you'd care to accompany us to the dinner?
No, thank you, Uncle William. I'm quite content to stay at home. I'll work on my music.
Ah, now there's a dear, lovely, level-headed girl, William. She'll work on her music.
Splendid. Beth, will you?
Thank you, darling.
There you go.
There we are. Now, have a good evening and don't stay up too late. Good night.
Good night, I will.
Good night, Beth.
Good night. Have a good time.
Thank you.
Don't you all look handsome?
I thought you were off.
Oh, I'm not going. Miss Browning is ill.
And you all dressed up and looking like a princess. What a shame.
It's not a shame at all. It's a blessing. Now you can come with us.
Oh, I don't think that would...
Oh, don't be silly, Mr. Griggs. This isn't the old country. This is America, where everybody's equal.
More's the pity.
Don't worry, Mr. Griggs. I can't go.
And why not, I'd like to know?
I promised to work on my music.
Oh, you have to come up with a better one than that.
My aunt and uncle wouldn't like it.
They'll be back before they are and no harm done.
Oh, you'd find it very pleasant, Miss Beth. There's a big buffet.
And dancing and singing?
I don't approve. But I do think you'd enjoy yourself, Miss Beth. And it would be my pleasure to escort you home at any hour you might desire.
There, it's settled. Run and get your cloak.
All right.
What did I tell you? Siobhan Flaherty's wearing her bedspread.
Don't be silly. She's wearing her drapes.
How are the Vanderbilts doing without you tonight, Charles?
Poorly, I'm afraid. You don't dance, do you, Mrs. Mooney?
Whatever gave you that idea, Mr. Griggs?
You look beautiful. You both do.
Did you have any trouble getting in?
Of course not. I just told them I was the escort of the prettiest girl in the world.
Oh.
And they knew who I meant right away.
I'm sorry you had to come alone, but my mother trusts Mr. Griggs to look after me.
Oh, does that mean I can't take you home?
Why don't we wait and see?
Woody!
I thought you said he wasn't coming.
I thought you said she wasn't coming. Come on. Good evening, Mary. Miss Appleton. I claim this dance. May I have the honor of this dance?
Of course.
I cut in?
We don't do that here.
Yes, I know, but this is my sister, and I have a very important message from our mother.
Is this true?
Yes.
Aren't you going to thank me?
Thank you.
I wasn't planning on being here tonight.
I prefer to dance in silence.
Waltz for the belle of the butler's ball.
I should like to offer this as a tribute to your beauty, if not your manners. This is our dinner. Is it?
Well,
I thought,
Oh, you are the rudest.
Smile. The judges are watching.
I don't care who's watching.
Obviously, the lady doesn't wish to dance with you. Go away. I will not. Permit me to.
Oh! 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 Look what you've done! Go away!
Don't cry.
I'm not crying. Oh, I just want to die. I've never been so embarrassed in my whole life.
If you ask me, you look more angry than anything.
Man. That awful man.
He's pretty pushy. I'll give him that.
If he ever tries to come in the same room with me, I'll...
And he deserves every bit of it, too.
Well, wouldn't you be angry with him?
That I would. But it would be mixed with pleasure. That man certainly finds you attractive.
Don't be silly. He hates me.
Oh.
And I hate him. What time is it?
It must be well past 10.
Oh, I've got to go home.
Her ladyship and himself won't be home for a while yet.
I want to go.
There you are, as good as new. Please, Woody wishes to apologize for his behavior. He is terribly sorry.
This has nothing to do with him. I just have to leave, that's all.
Then permit me to escort you.
Don't be silly. Why should I spoil the evening for you and Mary? If you'll just get me a hack, I'll be fine.
I'll get Griggs.
You'll do no such thing?
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please. The judges have made their decision.
Please get me a hack. I'll be right out.
At least let poor Rudy apologize.
Oh, the judges find themselves at a bit of a loss. They wish to give the award to a young lady whose name they do not know. So, will the young lady with the cascading tresses...
That's you!
...kindly step forward to receive her award as the loveliest lady of the Butler's Ball?
Are you sure you
I'm
wouldn't
fine,
like...
Franz. Thank you.
As you wish.
Where to, miss?
27 Fifth Avenue.
have come to apologize. I am sorry to cause you alarm, but I am twice as sorry to have caused you embarrassment. And I know I will not be able to sleep tonight without your forgiveness.
Whether you sleep tonight is no concern of mine.
The fact that I have spoiled your evening makes it a concern of mine.
Very well. You are forgiven. Now, will you please tell the driver to pull over so you can get out?
That is not good enough. I'm afraid you are still angry with me.
Of course I am. I've met you twice, and both times I've been pushed and shoved and made to suffer the indignity of having my hair come down.
With hair such as that, its descent only serves to accentuate your beauty. Never before have I seen hair of such luxuriant length. Tell me, has it never been cut?
No.
Then whoever issued that command was very wise.
It was my father, and he did not issue commands. I had scarlet fever when I was 3, and I had to have my hair cut off. When it grew back, my father asked me never to cut it again. And I never will.
You speak of your father in a past tense. McFaw.
Both my parents died when I was a child.
Yesterday.
I'm 18.
Forgive me.
Now please get out.
Yes, of course. It is getting late.
What time is it?
It is 11 precisely.
How beautiful. May I?
Of course.
Oh. Aren't you afraid you'll lose it, carrying it in your pocket that way? Without a chain.
I nearly did the other day. A hooligan tried to take it from me. It is my most precious possession. My only link with home. It belonged to my father and his father before him. And well, I value it as you do your hair.
Whoa. Here we are, miss.
You are going in the front entrance?
Oh.
I am going skating at the park tomorrow at 5 o'clock. I hope you will skate there at that time.
I will not.
Nevertheless, I shall hope that somehow you'll be there.
You can hope all you want for all the good it will do you.
Remember, 5 o'clock?
Hey, where's my money? Want me to take you back?
How much do I owe you?
That'll be 50 cents.
That's all I have. I shall walk back.
Thank you, dear. aren't you in bed? Don't tell me you spent the entire evening sitting around in that expensive dress.
Good evening. Did you have a pleasant time?
Well, it was passable. But there was no salmon in aspic. Anyway, dear, why aren't you in bed or at least undressed?
Oh, I'm tired, my dear. I think Beth's interrogation can wait until the morning, don't you?
No. I mean, I'd rather tell you now. I went to the butler's ball.
What? Oh, Beth, you did. How could you? It just isn't done.
Do I understand you to say that you went out at night without our permission?
It must be that Mary O'Halloran. I told myself no good would come of a close relationship between my niece and the lower classes.
It occurs to me it would have been better if you'd told Beth.
Yes, William, of course. Oh, Beth, dear, how could you let yourself be led astray by that?
It wasn't Mary's idea. She even insisted that I leave.
It doesn't matter whose idea it was. Beth is old enough to know right from wrong. I'm very disappointed in you, Beth. I have been relatively easy in my mind about your behavior, knowing that you've been brought up by my dear sister, and then turned over to your Aunt Constance's... Well, I have not seen fit to deal harshly with you, but now all that has changed. Your behavior tonight has shown a distressing lack of restraint.
Well, William, oh, William, she'll never go to the butler's ball again. Will you, dear? I can understand sneaking out to go to Mrs. Astor's, but a hall full of servants.
That's enough, Constance. The social standing of the company Beth chooses to sneak away to is of no importance. What is important is that she's not to be trusted. You will see to it she never leaves the house unless she is properly accompanied.
Oh, Beth, I am surprised. Mary. No, wait, don't go. Please, come here, dear. I want to speak to you. I understand it was because of you my niece didn't stay at that
ball, Mum.
Yes, ball. Well, I commend your common sense.
Oh, thank you, Mum.
Nevertheless, I must forbid any further association between the two of you.
Oh, my mother will be that upset, Mum. She loves Miss Beth like one of her own.
Does seem harsh, doesn't it? It's Mr. Schuyler's wish.
Yes, Mum. Will that be all, Mum?
Yes, dear. You may go now. Good night.
Good night, Mum. Good night, Miss Beth. Good night.
Oh, there, my darling. Now, don't look so downhearted. Every cloud has a silver lining. It just means that you and I will be able to spend every moment together. We'll go shopping, Beth. Shopping, dear, shopping. With lunches at Delmonico's and Petit Four and sodas and gobs of whipped cream.
I don't like whipped cream.
Oh, well, never mind. I shall eat your portion, too. And yes, I think it would be proper. We shall ask your uncle if it would be all right to buy your engagement present now. There now, what do you think of that? Isn't that exciting?
Yes, Aunt Constance.
Come on, darling.
Aren't they beautiful?
Watch chains, dear? Why would you be interested in a watch chain? Alfred doesn't wear a watch.
Good morning, Mrs. Schuyler.
Oh, hello.
And what may we do for you today?
Well, I'm here to buy an engagement present for my niece.
Of course. Madam? Was there something special you had in mind?
Yes, Mr. Schuyler and I thought perhaps a simple string of pearls. Oh, unless you prefer something else, dear.
And when Rudy told me, I said he must be mistaken.
There is no mistake. The young lady was playing a cruel trick common to people in her station.
And you allowed it, which forces me to change my estimation of you.
I, too, would have thought better of you.
Stop, both of you! What you're saying to me, well, maybe I deserve it. But all that stuff about Beth, that's just rubbish. A cruel trick common to people in her station. What station? This isn't Europe, you know. She's not a princess. She's just a poor orphan being forced to marry a man she doesn't love. And so she came out with me for a bit of fun.
And represented herself as someone she was not.
That was my idea, not hers.
She did nothing to change my belief she was a maid in this house.
And why should she? And why should I be standing here defending the two of us like I'm in the dock? I would prefer that you both leave.
With pleasure.
Foreigners.
You know, I really would prefer the pleasure of watching you in Beth skate. I'm afraid that my inept performance on the ice will only ruin your otherwise perfect execution. Now,
Don't be absurd, Alfred. You know that skating is good for your weak ankles. Don't lean on us, dear. Put your weight squarely on your own 2 feet.
I'm trying to, Agnes.
You're doing fine, Alfred. He's not leaning on me.
Then I suggest the two of you skate together.
Well, that might be unfair to Beth.
Oh, nonsense. I'm sure Beth would enjoy it.
Would you, Beth?
Of course, Alfred.
Perfect. All right, Alfred. Now you just relax and try to enjoy yourself.
You ready, Alfred? Your right foot first.
Entschuldigt mich, mein Herr. I have been watching your courageous attempts to master the art of the ice skating. I should like to be of assistance. You see, I am a teacher of the sport.
That's very kind of you, but it won't be necessary.
I beg to disagree with Fräulein, but if the gentleman continues to fold his ankles in so, he may do great damage to his health.
No, you see, I've had a weak ankle since childhood. I doubt that any assistance
This is where you are mistaken, mein Herr. If you will permit me, I will show you how to deal with them.
Really? Well, are you game?
Alfred, I'm sure that if we just
Now.
get the beat...
Well, no, I think...
We assume the partner position. Very good. Perhaps you might hold the gentleman a little tighter, Fräulein. Very good. Now.
Three. Great ankle turn. Six.
Where's the paint? The stuff. Get out the paint. That's enough. That's enough.
Go away. Oh, that was very good for the first lesson. No time, you will be skimming over the ice like a bird.
Well, I doubt it.
Oh, but you will. Shall I show you how you will look 1 month from now?
It is very difficult to maintain my anger when you are looking so beautiful.
Your anger? You were deliberately making fools of Alfred and me.
And do not you think I deserve a bit of revenge?
No! What have I done to you?
Allowed me to begin to fall in love with you? Even though you were engaged to another man?
I didn't mean to do all that.
Nevertheless, you did.
How did you find out I was engaged?
You and your aunt came into the shop where I work. I was sitting no more than 5 feet away when she bought you a string of pearls as an engagement present.
Oh, Rudy, I'm sorry.
After seeing your fiancé, I'm relieved. At least Mary was telling me the truth about that.
About what?
Well, you are entering into an arranged marriage.
Well, yes.
Well, I certainly won't tell Constance you let a strange man skate off with your fiancé. Really, how could you have been so imprudent, Alfred?
It can't be.
Alfred,
It is.
don't mumble, dear.
Do be quiet, Agnes. I think I may have seen a snowy owl.
Oh, really, Alfred?
I, too, have an arranged marriage when I go back to Switzerland. It's not a charming prospect, but duty decrees.
Did you really mean what you said about beginning to fall in love with me?
I should not have said that. Now we both know we're committed elsewhere.
Not officially.
Artificially. Well, surely it could do no harm if you and I were to meet. Innocently, of course.
Of course. Oh, I'm afraid that's impossible. Except for the days I work at the settlement house, my aunt doesn't allow me out of her sight.
What settlement house?
Rivington Street. I entertain the immigrant children while their mothers work.
I, too, work at the Rivington Street Settlement House. You see, I teach English to the German-Austrian immigrants. I arrive every Monday and Thursday promptly at 7.
I'm afraid I leave at 6.
Perhaps I could arrive at 6:30.
Then I shall stay till 7.
Oh, tomorrow's Monday. I thank you, gnädige Fräulein. And now, auf Wiedersehen.
At least he seems a gentleman.
Yes, perfect gentleman. Oh, here's your mother now, Jan.
He is a good boy.
Very good, weren't you, Jan? Perhaps you'd like to sit down for a moment. You look so tired.
Oh, no, I must go. It is time I cook.
But you've been out working since 7 this morning.
First I cook, then I wash, then I sleep. It's America. Favela.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, Jan. Oh! What an awful noise.
Spielen Sie etwas, bitte?
If you want a song, you must ask in English. Would like? A song, please.
A song, please.
Very good. Now say it all at once.
I would like a song, please.
Wonderful. I'll sing for you the song my father wrote for me when I was your age. All right? All right. If you will come with me, I will share with you my vision, and maybe you will see the way your future will be when all my prayers come true. You'll have peace and joy forever.
worth much more than any treasure. May you have the pleasure of the precious gift of love.
No one sang for me like that when I arrived from Europe.
I am sorry. Dissolve.
It's time to go home. Aren't you hungry? Hmm? Good night, Lisa.
Say good night to the Fräulein.
Good Abend.
Guten Abend.
Now, perhaps you'll give me your attention. I did not sleep well last night.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I did not deserve your pity. With what I was thinking, it was a pleasure to be awake.
And what was that?
That I had found a beautiful and exciting friend.
Friend? Oh, yes, of course, friend. Friend.
I would rather use another word.
No, you are quite right. We will be friends, that's all. Just friends.
Yes. Well, now that that is settled, will you do your friend the honor of singing that lovely song again? I did not remember ever hearing it before.
You couldn't have. It's mine. I mean, it's just a song my father wrote for me. He gave it to me for the first time on my 5th birthday.
First time?
Yes. It was my birthday present every year. My father said that no matter what other gifts I might get, the one that was priceless was the gift of love. And he wanted me always to have that.
Father must have been a wonderful man.
Both my parents were wonderful. And so much in love with each other. And my father was right. I don't think my mother ever regretted running off to marry him. He gave her what all the Schuyler money couldn't buy.
I do not think your father would be very happy with your marriage plans.
If we meet after tonight,
If?
it has to be on the understanding that we will not discuss either my marriage or yours. We will only meet to deepen our friendship. Agreed? Of course, that doesn't mean you can't tell me about the young lady.
The young lady?
Hilda.
Oh, yes, Hilda.
You are dark. She is blonde. You are adorable and petite. She is
Oh.
Wagnerian.
Mm.
Or you have a voice like a thrush. She sings like a turkey.
You're making it up.
How else can I tell only a friend how wonderful she is?
You mustn't.
For you are warm, soft,
She is like a glacier.
Delicious dinner as usual, Constance.
Oh, thank you so much, Agnes.
You seem very quiet this evening, Beth. Aren't you feeling well?
I'm fine, Miss Browning.
She's just worn out, that's all. Working in that settlement house all the time as though her life depended on it.
Oh, I do hope you'll stop all that after you and Alfred are married. There's no telling what dreadful diseases those immigrants bring from Europe, and Alfred is so susceptible.
My wife tells me you want to accelerate the wedding plans.
Yes, if you have no objection.
But I thought you and Constance, and Beth, of course, had your heart set on a June wedding.
Oh, no. June will be impossible.
Really? Why?
Well, because I'm delivering my paper on June 3rd. So, of course, we would have to set sail several weeks earlier.
Paper? What paper?
I thought you knew. I'm speaking on the White-Crested Sparrow at the Royal Ornithological Institute in London. Surely Agnes would have mentioned it to you. I mean, it's a great honor.
The white-crested sparrow. Oh, fancy that.
You must be very pleased, Alfred.
Doesn't it all work out beautifully? What a honeymoon! First England, then Switzerland.
No! Not Switzerland.
Beth, Switzerland is an absolute must. That's the home of Professor Einberg, the world's foremost authority on forest birds.
Well, then, we shall have to start getting ready for the engagement party right away. Tomorrow's Thanksgiving, and then we're right into the holiday season.
Yes, as soon as possible. There's a lot to be done outside of the party, you know.
I think we should start on the financial arrangements no later than 2 weeks from now.
Beth, aren't you excited? A honeymoon in Europe.
Two fortunes will put us in a position to do almost anything.
Beth, I asked you a question.
Good, then I will have my banker assemble Alfred's portfolio.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
I said, aren't you excited? A honeymoon in Europe. Oh, you're a very lucky girl, you know.
Yes, I know. I'm a very lucky girl.
Rudy! Rudy! Over here!
I had to work late. I am sorry.
Oh, and now I have to leave. I'm late as it is.
Looks very festive.
Yes. Oh, you see that turkey there? Lisa made it all by herself. I don't think she understands about Thanksgiving, though. She seems to think it's a celebration in honor of turkeys.
You did promise me a dance.
I can't. I have to leave.
You said you were late already. Surely a few more minutes won't make that much difference. Please. Please.
Just one. We said we wouldn't.
How could we help it?
could I help it? You're so beautiful. Not just you, your face, you. Our meetings have shown me how much you mean to me. I want to spend the rest of my life making you happy.
And I feel the same about you. No, this is wrong. You have your duty, and I have mine.
You're right. Of course.
We must say goodbye. Now.
Not before we have one last dance together. I will cherish it for the rest of my life.
Planned to go home in April. 3 years, we said, and 3 years means just that. Not 2 years and 7 months.
I know, but things have changed.
Not for me, they haven't.
You stay on.
Don't be ridiculous. We came together and we'll go home together.
I was hoping you would say that, because today I stopped by the steamship office, and we can get 2 tickets on the Bremerhaven, sailing 1 week from today.
Do you think running away will help?
In time. Someday. After I've been back home for a while and I'm surrounded by all the old familiar things, all this will seem like a dream.
And in the meantime?
Well, in the meantime, I will try to feel like the unemotional Swiss who, high as romantic I really am. Sure, of course.
Your aunt wants me to help you get ready. Mr. Browning will be here any minute.
Thank you, Mary.
The whole thing's a crying shame, that's what it is.
Mary, please don't start that again.
And why shouldn't I? Wouldn't you try and stop me if you saw me being pig-headed and throwing my life away?
I'm not throwing my life away. I'm just doing what's expected of me.
And what about what you want?
Oh, I like Alfred. You know that.
Are you trying to tell me that you prefer...
No! I'm trying to tell me.
Beth, are you ready?
Don't go.
I must.
I do admire your business acumen. That's a very handsome sum. Not as large as Alfred's fortune, of course, but handsome nevertheless.
Oh, yes, quite handsome.
Well, I simply followed the instructions in my father's will. If my sister, who's Beth's mother, you know, married without my approval, her share of our father's fortune was to be held in trust for any children she might have. And since Beth is her only issue, the entire amount goes to my niece on her wedding day. Assuming, of course, she marries with my approval.
Well, there's no worry there.
Of course not.
Shall we get on with it?
Is something wrong, Alfred?
Wait.
Well,
Everything's wrong.
you have young interest.
I find I don't like being treated like a commodity.
I know just how you feel.
I find this all very painful. The last thing in the world I would want to do is to hurt you. You're a very kind person, Beth.
So are you.
Life can be very painful for kind people.
That's true.
We really don't want to be married to each other, do we?
Well,
Come on, out with it.
Well, there is someone else.
Well, for me too. Well, not someone, but something. It's my ornithology. I had planned to spend my life in search of rare species, in places that no lady would want to go. I know I seem timid sometimes, but when I'm on the trail of a reluctant bird, I know no fear. What about your someone else? Didn't he return your love?
Oh, yes.
Then why aren't you with him instead of sitting here being sold to me?
We were trying to do the right thing.
Can it be the right thing to make the wrong people happy and the right people miserable?
They will do much better in this area.
Isn't it fortunate, William, that these two more than respectable sums are merging just in time to enable us to buy that piece of property? Most of Alfred's holdings are in stocks and bonds. The majority, of course, is in Union Pacific.
No doubt you know, Union Pacific went up 3 points on yesterday's trade.
3.5, 242.
Wouldn't sell now, William. This is the time.
It's for you, Miss Beth.
Thank you.
Cotton tools.
It's for Rudy.
Your young man?
Yes, yes. I've thought and thought, but could think of no better gift. Franz and I sail on the Bremerhaven today.
Get your mistress's coat.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes. Do as I say. Here. Put this on. There's no time to lose.
If you're going where I think you're going, I'm going with you.
But Uncle William.
Never mind about Uncle William. Now go on.
Thank you.
You make me the happiest man in the world.
Beth! Go to your room.
Please, Uncle William.
Sir, permit me to make my position clear.
You have made your position perfectly clear, sir. I suggest you explain it to your sister. I doubt she will react with joy.
Yes, Alfred, what is the meaning of this?
I would only hope not to cause anyone pain. But from now on, I intend to live my life to please myself. As should everyone.
Alfred.
Agnes, I would like a word with you, please.
Alfred?
Agnes, now. Come along. I'm going to speak with you in the library now.
Oh, William.
Be quiet, Constance. Beth, go to your room.
No, Uncle William, I will not. I fully understand my obligation to you. And I appreciate everything you've done for me. But Alfred and I are not in love with each other. I love Rudy.
What you don't seem to understand, young lady, is that the amalgamation of your two fortunes will make you a very rich woman.
Rudy's leaving. If I don't go after him, I'll lose him.
I am telling you what I told your mother. You go out that door, never come back.
Oh, William.
Constance, be quiet.
Uncle William, I'm sorry. You're a dear, sweet man, and I owe you a great deal. But I must give you the same answer my mother gave you.
occurs to me, Constance, you've not done a very good job bringing up that young lady. Be quiet, Constance. Griggs, close the front door and lock it.
It's been a wonderful experience. Now, the streets may not be paved with gold, but I'd like to come back someday. Wouldn't you?
All ashore that's going ashore.
You'll feel better once we sail.
All visitors, please disappear.
Look, why don't we walk around the deck and see if there are some interesting young ladies around? After all, it's the end of our bachelor days.
All ashore that's going ashore.
Franz? Take this to my mother and tell her I will write.
But you can't. Think of your obligations.
I am thinking of them. Every penny I have earned is in this pouch, and it is going home as it should. My heart, it is another matter. It belongs to me. Goodbye, Franz.
Hey, Rudy, wait a minute! Wait a minute! What about your luggage? Verrückt. Er ist verrückt.
I beg your pardon?
I said, are you sailing?
Yes, are you?
He's gone. He's really gone. I'll never see him again. Oh, Mary. How selfish of me, not thinking of how you must feel with Franz leaving too.
Oh, there are plenty of other fish in the sea. We have to get you home.
What? Oh, no. No, I can't go home. I can never go home.
Never's a long time, as my mother would say. But perhaps you're right for now. You can come home with me. My mother will know what to do.
Mary, I'll come to your house later. I'd like to go to the settlement house first.
Of course, that's just the medicine my mother prescribed.
Yes? Oh, are you a butler?
Please, I must find Miss Beth Atherton.
Beth! Oh, dear.
What is it? What is wrong? Has anything happened to Miss Beth?
Everything's happened. Everything's happened to all of us. Alfred has gone totally mad. William has fired all the servants. Agnes will never speak to me again, and Beth is gone.
But where is she?
She's run off with some sneaky foreigner. What's your name?
Rudy Miller.
Rudy Miller? You're the one she's run off with. Wait, don't go away. Please come back here. Where is she? What have you done with her? Oh.
Late again, Fräulein. I'm sorry. Guten Abend.
Beth? My love? I knew I'd find you. What have I done to you? You've left your home for me. I have nothing to offer you. I'm penniless. I sent all my money home with France. But it does matter.
No, it doesn't.
Yes.
It doesn't. No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does. It does matter.
No, it doesn't. No.
You're so beautiful. So adorable. I want to wrap you in furs. Adorn you with jewels.
I don't need furs and jewels.
Beth, are you still here? We was all getting worried.
Mary, he didn't sail. He couldn't go away and leave me. Isn't that wonderful?
Oh, the Lord works in mysterious ways.
Oh, but he gave up his job and his room, and he sent all of his money home to Europe with Franz.
I've arranged to get my job back. And I shall stay here tonight until I can afford a room. We must get married. Must get married immediately.
Yes. But how can we? We have no place for the wedding, and tomorrow's Christmas Eve.
Nonsense. You can come to our house. There's plenty of room. My mother says houses filled with love have elastic walls. Oh, come on now. Let's go tell her the good news. Oh, wedding at our house. This'll be the best Christmas Eve ever.
But the arrangements.
Oh, Mr. Griggs will arrange for a justice of the peace, and he can play the wedding march on his fiddle, and oh, my mother will take care of everything else. Just think, tomorrow you'll be Mr. and Mrs. Rudy Miller.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here in the face of God and the presence of this company to join this man and this woman in holy matrimony. Forasmuch as these two persons have come hither to be made one in this holy estate, if there be any here present who knows of any just cause why they may not lawfully be joined in marriage,
and evermore, and one thing more for you, worth much
For my little
more
Beth,
than
who is as sweet as she is pretty.
My only wish for you, my darling daughter, is that you be as happily married as I am.
do you, Elizabeth Atherton, take this man, Rudolph Miller, to be your lawful wedded husband, to love, honor, and obey as long as you both shall live?
I do.
Home. Your hair. What have you done?
Don't look at me like that. I had to. It was our wedding night and Christmas Eve, and my heart was just bursting with love. And there was this place, they buy hair to make wigs, and I had no money. And oh, here, open this. It's for your watch. I know how you cherish it, and I'm always afraid that you'll lose it.
Show you my love. I had no money and I sold my watch. I sold my watch to buy you combs for the hair you sold to buy a chain for my watch. So adorable. Even more beautiful than before.
I love you so much.
I promised you a story of joy and love, didn't I? Well, for Beth and Rudy, it's just beginning. Falling in love is easy, but living happily ever after, that's the trick. Rudy and Beth will, because they've just exchanged the most important of gifts, the gift of love. All over this great city, even when it's not Christmas, the gift of love is offered and shared. And tonight, on Christmas Eve, the whole city glows with it. Feel it? It's all around you. All you have to do is reach deep into your heart.